Now, the next problem I'm going to be working is when I've got, I don't have a constant. Let's take a look at this. Let's say I had, the square root of 2x plus 3 minus x equals 0. All right. I have a radical sign, I have a variable that doesn't have a radical sign, and I do not have a constant by itself, a number just by itself. What I want to do, again, is isolate that radical sign first. Let's isolate it. In other words, get it by itself. 2x plus 3. If I add x to both sides, I'll get the square root of 2x plus 3 equals x. Okay? Now, remember, when I had a cube root, I raised each side to the third power. When I have a square root, I'm going to raise each side to the second power, or square each side. So let's square it. And I get just what's under the radical sign because I have a square root squared. So I get 2x plus 3 equals x squared. Now, I want to get this equal to 0. In other words, I want to move my 2x plus 3 over to the other side, minus 2x, minus 3. Minus 3. So I get 0 equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. Now I'm in a situation where I can factor to get my answer. So let me erase this and go back up to the top. Now that I have this, because I'm going to factor it, okay? Let's say, here it is, I have 0 equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. And I'm going to factor this. Remember, I've got a minus and a minus. Anytime I have a minus and a minus, it tells me that I'm going to have a mixture of symbols because I've got to have a mixture so that I'll have a negative constant there. This is an x squared, so both of these are going to be x. Now, I need two factors of 3 that have a difference of 2. And the only two factors of 3 are 1 and 3. So the only thing I have to do is get the negative right, okay? Since this is negative 2, that means the larger of those numbers will be negative, so negative 3 plus 1. Now remember, I have to solve each one of those for 0, okay? In other words, I've got to have x plus 1 equals 0, solve that, and x minus 3 equals 0. Solve that. We'll just subtract 1 from each side. And I would get x equals negative 1. Here I would add 3 to each side, and I would get x equals positive 3. That would be my solution. I have two solutions. X equals negative 1 or x equals 3. It's not too bad at all. You can actually put this back in and make sure that it works. Put a 3 in there. 3 times 3 is 9. Minus 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus that 3. 9 minus 6 minus 3 does equal 0. That checks. Negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. Minus 2 times negative 1, which makes that a plus 2. So I have 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So both of these check. And they both work well. Remember now, the key to this problem was first getting that radical sign on a side by itself and then squaring each side. And then I came on down and factored it.